Welcome back to the Meant to Bloom podcast. It has been a hot minute, about 6 months since maybe more, I don't know. It's been a while since I have consistently put out content here on this platform. And I've missed you guys. I have not gone anywhere. I've still been here, still been doing stuff, just wasn't here right on the podcast. So welcome back to the Meant to Bloom. Just back at it the way we have been. I'm your host, Brittany Clarkson. I'm a personal growth coach for hot mess moms. I'm emotional to be back. Feels weird, feels good. Okay, let's jump into it. It's New Year. Happy New Year. And New Year does not have to be the beginning of big things, but it does get to be a beautiful new beginning if we let it. All right, so New Year's resolutions. Are any of us still doing that? In my experience, in my 30-something years of life, New Year's resolutions have been such a, hoax. They've been such a, set yourself up to fail kind of situation. There's always this whole long-running joke of, we set our New Year's, we abandon everything for the holidays. We don't work out. We eat a whole lot of carbs, just carbs and desserts. We drink, we neglect everything. We have this whole week of limbo between Christmas and New Year's where we don't know what day it is. We're sleeping in, we're staying up late. We stay up till midnight to bring in a new year. And then the next day we're supposed to wake up and suddenly get healthy. We're supposed to suddenly become a morning person. We're supposed to suddenly join a gym. And we just set ourselves up with all these big expectations that, the whole joke is we abandon it by Valentine's Day. 2 weeks from now, none of us will be on track with our New Year's resolution, because a New Year's resolution alone on its own, as a wake up the next day, completely change your life, sets yourself up to feel like a failure. It's not going to work. Behaviorally, I think we all understand the science and the psychology behind it, that it's not going to work. It's not feasible. It's not a long-term solution. Is anyone here still even setting a resolution, or have we all just said we're done with that? So yeah, resolutions tend to not really work unless you're at rock bottom. If you hit rock bottom and you say no more, time to change, time to adjust, I can't do this anymore, then yeah, you're likely to wake up the next day and find solutions on how to do things differently. It's a very different situation than simply ringing in the new year and suddenly trying to be a new you. I'm all for leaving things in last year. And I have gone ahead and allowed myself to have this personal metamorphosis overnight. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not setting a resolution, but I did decide I want to leave things in last year and not bring them in. I want to remember who I am and why I'm here, why I'm doing this, to spread goodness and love and peace and light and ideas, and to help move the world forward, help all of you keep moving forward, keep learning, keep growing. Let's grow together. I'm just kind of on fire for that all over again, after kind of having to step back from that a little bit over the last few months, which I'm not going to get into that today, but it will be a discussion for the future. I promise you will get all those details filled in on my personal recent mental health journey. But let me get those thoughts organized and have some solutions for you if that resonates with you as well before I spill all the beans on that one. So as we're moving into a new year, it does not have to be a new you. It does not have to be the beginning of some big, huge thing. You don't have to transform your life overnight. But I'm all about that personal transformation. I am in the personal growth business, so what can we do, right? We can set goals that align with who we actually want to be, not who society and marketing is telling us to be. And I really do just want to reiterate that the new year, January 1st, is not really the time to be ringing in the new year. It's our new calendar year, but the calendar doesn't really determine when it's time for growth. Okay? New year can start anytime you need a new year. Your resolutions can happen anytime throughout the year, and they honestly should. And if you're looking to just bloom and flourish overnight, let me remind you that nature's not blooming right now. I do see little green leaves starting to emerge on my hydrangeas outside. And I think it's so beautiful. It reminded me of you guys because there's all these like withered flowers still on them that I didn't cut off. And then there's these little green tiny leaves that are kind of emerging behind the scenes. And I'm like, oh, flowers are definitely not ready to bloom. But something's happening here. Even in the winter, there's growth. And to me, it's like January's the time to plant the seeds. If you want to bloom in March, you know, you kind of need a 90-day journey. That's sort of a magic sweet spot to me. Excuse me, is having a 90-day journey to get you to your next bloom. Because you need planning, you need preparation, you need time to, number one, decide what new habits are going to get you where you want to be. And then number two, actually take time to implement those habits to become that version of you that achieves that goal that you want to achieve, that becomes that person you want to achieve, that has those characteristics and personality traits that you want to have. It's a slow building process to get there. All right, so we need to figure out what blocks you need to build to that. We need to, plan the garden, plant the seeds. You need to fertilize the soil sometimes, all this kind of stuff. Like there's prep work, there's a build up to the bloom, right? It doesn't happen overnight from, wanting it to happen and having it happen. It's a process and it's a journey. And, that's life. Life is the journey. Life is the process. It's not about just having everything you want instantaneously. All right. It's not Amazon 2-day shipping, right? I think that's kind of ruined us a little bit, We don't have that waiting period for everything. There's so much instant gratification in our lives. I mean, just look at the time it takes for a movie to hit theaters versus being able to watch it on your TV at home. It's like 2 months now. It used to be like a year. It used to feel so long. I mean, Netflix, we used to have to wait to get a movie in the mail. And now we've just got all of it. Sometimes they split up the seasons and make us wait for 4 episodes. And that's not cool, but we're not here to talk about that. Anyways, you get what I'm talking about. It's time to plant the seeds because this growth happens gradually. All right? There is so much power in establishing micro habits to get you to what you want to be, what you want to do, where you want to go in life. And I'm all about us going there and growing together. So at this moment, I'd like to invite you into the Bloom Room if you're not already in there. I'll provide a link to that, or you can go to brittanyclarkson.com/community and find links there. You can join the Bloom Room, the community, totally for free. Create a free account. You can have access to the whole free resource library. Every freebie I've ever offered on my podcast is available right there in the free resource library for free. The account is free. Just get in there, meet together with other people like you, get those invitations to the monthly planning parties. We just did our New Year's planning party like 2 days ago, and that was so much fun. We went through just setting our whole monthly goals and recapping and reflecting on recent experiences and things like this. And that's another thing, is that reflecting is really important to moving forward. And I think it's probably more important than knowing exactly where you want to go is to know where you are, where you've been, what's been working and what hasn't. Because sometimes to get where you want to go, really just noticing what's not working, what could work. Let's think outside the box. Let's come up with some new solution to a simple daily rhythm that just seems to be a hiccup in your whole day. Maybe it's just a simple thing. And that is going to free you up mentally and emotionally and physically. It's going to free you from time. It's, one little shift can be magic for your whole life. So a few journal prompts you can use to kind of think about that, look into it, because we want to think about, celebrating all of our progress, and we want to think about noting where we are and really kind of getting that bird's eye sort of view of what's going on with you instead of being so in it, so close to it. Back away from the problem in order to see the whole picture. Okay? So, if we're looking at our progress and we want to look at, what are improved routines, small wins, healthier habits, you want to know when you are doing something better. And some of these journal prompts are, what am I proud of this year? What challenges did I overcome? And what brings me joy right now? Okay, that is your homework, your takeaway task, your action task. I want you to journal and reflect and think about what's been working, what hasn't been working, what feels good. What feels good to have accomplished, what feels good to do in my day-to-day. What have I overcome? All right? Dig into those strengths because you are so strong, you are so beautiful, you're so resilient, you are everything you need to be, and you have everything you need to have in order to get you exactly where you desire to be in your life. And if I can motivate you to one thing today, like that right there is it. To be in touch with who you are and what you truly want in your life. Okay? So, give yourself permission to start now, to start anytime. It doesn't have to be right now. You don't have to have big things happen right now. I just want to inspire awareness. I want to inspire you to be looking forward and to be moving forward. Even if it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, that is still a forward motion. That is still growth. Look at how a dahlia blooms. If you've never seen this, go look it up, like a dahlia blooming. It starts to open and then it closes a little. And then it opens a little more and then it closes a little. And then it opens a little bit more and it closes a little. And that's how a dahlia blooms. It doesn't just open, boom, done. It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And it's beautiful. It is so beautiful. It is a perfect balance for that flower. That's exactly how it needs to do it. And I'm sure that there's some really inspiring scientific reason to why it opens and then closes and then opens and then closes. Because sometimes we just need that step back before we go forward again. We've got to test ourselves, Anyways, we can let go of the timelines. You don't have to set this today as the start of your next 90 days to bloom. You can start 10 days from now. You can start a month from now. You can take a month. You can take all of January to just rest and reflect and let things happen in their own beautiful natural timing. And that is fine. That is okay. I want you to know that. I don't want you feeling so swept up by this, the new year, new you, that all the change has to happen right now. Don't feel rushed. If it feels like the right time, it's the right time. And if it does not feel like the right time, oh my gosh, it's not the right time. And that's okay, because all of us have different timing. We're not all meant to just take a big leap forward right now. We're not. So with that, my beautiful, lovely friend, go with peace, and I will be back here next week to chat with you once again. I love you. Take care of yourself.